Okay, now we do need to go to A's and F's, and Tara, we will begin with your F.
My F goes to those who continue to promote the legalization and proliferation of the cannabis market. While it is true cannabis has some therapeutic benefits, the impact of the market growth is very profound. This is a $33 billion annually industry. There are currently 18 million chronic users of cannabis. On average, today's cannabis contains at least 15% THC. However, some cannabis contains as much as 40% of THC, and that is what makes it addictive. Teen cannabis use has risen dramatically, and it is increasingly clear that the more teens use cannabis, the more likely they are to develop psychiatric disorders. So there is a real problem here, and we need to start addressing it.
Jenny.
So my F goes to Dinesh D'Souza's latest conspiracy theory. Some might remember him as the right-wing conspiracy theorist who produced 2,000 Mules, which was a fairy tale of voter fraud in 2020. He's now pushing a fresh argument that the lower voter turnout rates by Democrats on Tuesday is new evidence of voter fraud in 2020. When do we recognize that our elections are the envy of citizens around the globe and finally put to rest the fantasy of a fanatical few?
Anirban.
I agree with you there. My F goes to the extent of money in our election system. With a $16 billion sticker price, the trend is towards more and more dark money coming from very wealthy donors on both parties. Dark money groups on both parties do not disclose their donor's name and are basically funneling a lot of super PACs. Democracy indeed is dying in darkness.
Ben.
Quite literally.
100%.
My F is going to the New York Department of Environmental Conservation, who raided Mark Longo's house October 30th, took a pet of his for 7 years, it was his pet, called Peanut, and euthanized Peanut without any notice or giving him reason he found out from another news agency. Longo has rescued a lot of animals and has since opened up a rescue farm that he calls it since April of last year. And Peanut was a star on social media, but this speaks to a bigger issue of not having things in place for people that have pets that may need to do some certain license for that rather than taking them and killing them.
A's, Tara.
My A goes to Neon Hidinchiko, the Japanese Atomic Survivor Collective, which recently won the Nobel Peace Prize. This organization, made up of the few remaining survivors of the atomic bomb, as well as their descendants, continues to remind a very forgetful world about the very real danger of nuclear proliferation and detonation.
Jenny.
So my A goes to Vice President Harris and the Democratic Party for doing the right thing for our democracy. She acknowledged the will of the people and conceded the election results. My thanks to the poll workers for doing the yeoman's work of democracy.
Anirban.
Well, my A goes to the letter by Bernie Sanders to the Democrats, and he says it should come to no surprise that the Democratic Party, which has abandoned working class people, would find that the working class people have abandoned them. Today, despite strong opposition from a majority of Americans, we continue to spend billions of funding in the extremist Netanyahu government and so on. So it's a good letter to read for the Democrats. Good soul searching there.
Ben.
My A is going to a podcast called Left, Right, and Center. It enables what and how this show approaches discourse in a respectful, diverse, and informed way.
Well, thanks for you're giving us an A there.
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
sense. But also,
It's a
we're
double
talking
A.
about...
It's an AA.
A+.